My crazy and pedo stepdad. Rem used to be a boyfriend for my mum when I was around 3. I'm not sure how long before that, but it's probably 2 years at most. The reason they probably broke up is because he moved to Washington State, where his parents are. After 10 years of being apart and forgetting each other, they somehow got into contact with each other, and word got around to the family that my mum and Rem were getting married. After 5 months they got engaged and immediately had their wedding at my mum's hotel. Even though it was a small wedding, I enjoyed it, except when I had an uneasy feeling telling me that this marriage won't last very long. Apparently my feeling was right. Red flags showed up. They a lot drunk beer recently after they got married, and got into drunk fights where it ended up at him pinning down my mum, bugging her to say, "You love me," in a frightening tone that I hate because I'm sensitive to yelling and she was wailing. More red flags showed up, and after a fight and my brother was still living with us, he saw our mum with scratch marks, and he asked, "Mum, how did you get that scratch on your face?" She said basically it was an accident, but me and my brother know it's BS, now that you guys can get a somewhat idea of what person Rem is onto to the event. So, it was around 10 or 11 p.m. and I was up at night because my sleep schedule was really messed. I heard the door open, and Rem came in, probably really sleepy and tired, and I think he took a shower immediately after he came in. After he took his shower, I noticed something unusual. He was wearing a sock and no pants. If you're wondering how I see that, I don't have a door, so I use a sheet to cover my room. He walked to the living room and slept. Since I was hungry and was craving instant noodles, I got up and went to the living room. Since it was dark, I couldn't see clearly, but the light from the TV showed him naked, with him basically a blanket holding on for dear life to cover up his, I bet, little wee-wee. I dashed back to my room and just stood there trying to see if what I saw was real, if I just saw a naked person out in the open. Stupidly, I didn't call my mom because I was naive and thought she would be home soon. Sadly, I was wrong, and an hour has passed. When she came home, she immediately came to me and asked me, "Hey, did you know that Rem was naked on the couch?" I then explained how I was hungry and went to the living and saw him there IDK for how long. She said okay and proceeded to wake him up. Not by screaming at him like how she thou. In the most normal way, my mum wakes up Rem. Since Rem was half asleep, he was startled and yelled at my mother in the horrific and angry tone that can make a grandma cry in tears. I will not be doing the dialogue considering how long this is, but to sum it up, it was him calling my mum inappropriate names because she woke him up and her trying to get him to put clothes on. This sparked a pretty bad anxiety attack, so I texted the police for them to immediately come to my house, because I thought he was going to abuse my mother. After a lot of screaming, he wore clothes, and the police came and basically said that if it happens again to contact them. After that, this motherfucker started to spouting shit, causing more arguing, saying that me and my little sister are his daughters and need to respect him. I can never forget those bloodshot eyes when I argued, "My sister and me are not his daughters." After that, he spouted more nonsense, and I'm still surprised they didn't divorce. After this whole ordeal, I texted my brother about what he did and went to sleep. Around 5 a.m., my brother came drom work and was pissed to hear that this piece of shit scared his sister into calling the police and yelled at his mother. He berated him on why the hell he was naked in front of his sister. Mum heard the loud voices of her son and husband arguing and calmed the situation and discussed the event. My brother asked for my side of the story and basically told me to keep contacting him of Rem doing this pieces of shit again and gave me a metal bat fur defensive measures.